What's up? We are back with episode 5 of the Film Nerds. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by and hanging out with us. Tonight, we have a special guest joining us. What's up, Rich? We got Rich Dotson in the house.
Dude, if you're gonna start talking tight ends, man, I gotta get my tight end all up in here.
And, of course, we got Nick Whalen back. What's up, Nick?
I'm hurt that I'm not special to you, Jared.
You're all right. Just drop some old tight end throwback names for us tonight, and we'll be good.
I'll bring my mediocre takes. Okay? I'll let Rich thrive, and I'll just be mediocre or below average.
Oh, man.
Well, we've upgraded from Garrett tonight.
Thank goodness.
He's too busy for us. He's big timing us. He's covering the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. So
Hobnobbing with the Matthew Berrys and Field Yates.
yeah,
Getting live video, watching these guys run around in tights.
yep.
Speaking of Rich, Superflexer says, "Rich, you handsome man." So watch out, man.
Yeah, some people I'm out here and they see me for the first time. I'm scaring them. I apologize. I do my best to take care of myself, but I can only do with what my parents gave me.
But yeah, if you guys haven't been checking out Garrett on Twitter, he's been doing a great job of following the combine and asking questions to different prospects. And I think he tweeted out all the videos of the bench press from all the wide receivers and some of the tight ends today. So definitely stop by his Twitter and check that out. Tonight we're going to be covering Cole Kmet, tight end from Notre Dame, and Thaddeus Moss, tight end from LSU. So it's a tight end night. I know Rich likes them tight ends.
Yeah, man. Just like your significant other appreciates a good tight end, your dynasty roster should really appreciate a good tight end as well, because you're talking about the shallowest position in all of fantasy football, the tight end position. Even like when you say wide receiver 1, QB 1, running back 1, like that holds significance. But when you start talking about, a tight end 1, if you're tight end 12, you might as well be, you could be just as good as tight end 16. So there's about 8 good tight ends. And this class right now, for all of us dynasty players, isn't really, the Met Gala of tight ends coming in here. Definitely there's so many wide receivers in this class. It's really going to push these tight ends down. And it's going to be on us this year to find out where these gems are amongst these guys. I think one of the guys we're talking about tonight, who's my tight end one currently, Cole Kmet, is one of those guys. So you should be in a good position if you need a tight end in your second round, even mid to late second round, to possibly get a good talent here in a guy like Cole Kmet or Hunter Bryant. I know we're going to talk about Thaddeus Moss. I'm surprised everybody didn't vote for Hunter Bryant, because on my casual film process, I thought Hunter Bryant was significantly better than Thaddeus Moss, but we're going to see here for ourselves tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same tight end pedigree of class we had last year. But where do we have Cole Kmet right now in our rankings? I think like 22nd, right?
Yeah, and so he's going to be right at the back end of the second round, which is where I'd anticipate him going. If you're in a super flex tight end premium league, he's going to get a bump. Hunter Bryant's going to get a bump. If New England drafts a tight end, everybody's going to get all excited. Their nipples are going to get hard, and they're going to start grabbing some of that action too. So I'll probably give him a bump a little bit. But we'll see. I think just like the receivers in this draft class and the running backs and a lot of these players, I think this 2020 class is going to be really defined once you get past pick 8 by the NFL draft and where these guys land and what opportunity they get, because a lot of them are so close in positional value. And there's some teams that can really use a tight end to actually utilize them in the offense. Like I mentioned, New England, that if they get one of these guys, and if you say you even just have a George Kittle and nobody else, they're going to be a heavy target for your dynasty team. And right now, so we're going to talk about Thaddeus Moss, who has some pedigree because he's Randy Moss's son. He came in a little bit shy in the combine today. Everybody said he was 6'3", but he measured in today or the other day at 6'1" 7/8. And Cole Kmet came in at 6'5" 3/4", 262.
Oh, he's bigger than I thought. I thought he was only 6'4", Cole Kmet.
Yeah, he came in big. I thought he was 6'4" too, and he measured in at 6'5" 3/4.
Usually it's the other way. Yeah, usually it's the other way around.
And Moss came in an 1.25 inches shorter. So, yeah, it's for me, Moss. I don't know. We're gonna watch it, but my instant quick reaction is this guy's gonna be a really nice NFL player, but I don't know how he's gonna really translate to a dynasty player. I think even his ceiling right now, from what I've seen, is might as well be tight end 12 if that's what you're looking for. Where Cole Kmet could get you that tight end, depending where he goes, anywhere from tight end 4 to tight end 8 range, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like Garrett popped in here. Of course, he can watch our stream, but you can't jump in here, man. What the hell? He said, "Don't act like y'all don't miss me. I know you got to get that beauty sleep." Let's see.
I guess just kind of digressing back. I mean, I can't agree more. Where I wonder how many dynasty championship teams had Travis Kelce on them, because there was a humongous. I mean, you want to think of point differentials. That's kind of what you're looking for. What's the point differential in this RB1 versus RB12 or QB1 versus QB12, et cetera? Man, tight end had to be one of the biggest differences. I mean, other than Lamar Jackson having, this ridiculous year, but I mean, you can get another quarterback. Tight end, who are you going to get? I mean, there was such a drop off in talent after, Kelce. Even Kittle didn't have the year he had the year before either. And so all those points every week was winning games, winning playoff games and championships. So I agree with you, Rich. I don't think that this class is going to have any superstars. I'm one that likes to wait on tight ends a couple of years. So I think this is one of those classes where you wait and you pick them up after a disappointing rookie year or a second rookie year. But let's stick in the film. Let's just see what they look like, and we'll kind of go from there.
For sure. Yeah, we were just talking about the Dynasty Nerds podcast. We're like, hey, if you have a mid second round pick, just go out there and go trade for Mike Gesicki, which you can have drafted one of these guys.
Well, I mean, Irv Smith isn't a bad one either right now.
Yeah, and as we get into this, and we talk about Thaddeus Moss here too, I know we've never talked on this personally, Nick, as well, but I've been preaching on the Dynasty Nerds podcast for years where, like you said, that tight end position is it's such a drastic edge you can have over your opponent. Because if you have one of those tight top guys, I mean, it's such a huge advantage you can have over, if somebody has just a mid-range tight end compared to a guy like Travis Kelce. Let's watch. So we're watching Thaddeus Moss here again, who is – now, I think from what we're watching too, this is his best game from what I've read.
Well, I mean, he's got ball skills. That's the one thing that I've always liked. I mean, one thing that's nice too, and one thing to talk about is the differences in tight ends with usage on teams. I mean, you talked about Hunter Bryant. Hunter Bryant's going to be a move around tight end. Here, Moss is lined up wide. One thing that's smart there with his alignment is that, he was kind of he's a spacing player.
He's just running off. Yeah, then he
but
does a good job.
Yeah. I mean, this is Scrabble rules.
Don't get fooled by these couple early plays here of what he does. He doesn't do this consistently here. He's really known for his blocking. And when we're talking in Dynasty, kind of like the O.J. Howard kind of effect, if you can block really well, NFL teams are going to ask you to block a lot, which is going to reduce your opportunity to score fantasy points, which is what we're all here to do. That was a nice hand sketch. Thaddeus Moss didn't drop a single ball in 2019, by the way.
Well, I say Isaiah Simmons, a decent player there.
Dude, he's a freak.
You don't think that if guys are on the field to block, at least they're getting more snaps, Rich?
No, they're for sure getting more snaps. That's 100%. But it just, I prefer to have a guy who's going to go out, like an Evan Ingram. You know what I mean?
Like a Hunter Bryant probably is going to be.
Hunter Bryant. Or even Cole Kmet. They're not going to be asked to block as much. So when they're on the field, they are going to be running routes more than being inline blockers to help out, and to be that 12 personnel blocking tight end.
Yeah, it's like how he runs his feet here. He's
a tremendous blocker for see. That's definitely his his strongest suit is his blocking.
Yeah.
So Rich, last year you had Fant over Hawkinson, then I'm assuming?
Oh shit.
No, I liked Hawkinson a little bit more because I like his hands better, and I liked when he was actually running routes. I think he is a nice overall tight end out there. But they're pretty close for me.
That was just in terms of the blocking versus pure receiver.
Well, hey guys, I just completely screwed up the stream here. They couldn't see the film the whole time. My bad, guys.
Okay.
They didn't see it?
That's probably why Zach's calling me. No, I had another Chrome window open, so it was streaming that. Hey guys.
I hope it was an appropriate Chrome window, Jared.
My bad. Yeah, it was Pornhub. Sorry. Left that open
Yeah.
from earlier. Incognito.
Going back to Hawkinson and Fant, you were talking about Nick last year. That's a good way to go. Okay, well, yeah, if that's what you like, then you would definitely like Fant over Hawkinson. But Hawkinson did run a decent amount of routes, and he ran them really well. And I really liked his body control and the way he was able to go up and get the football.
But they're very different routes than Fant, though. You know, that made it interesting.
Oh,
More
yeah.
inland. He would get those going across the field through traffic more than Fant would be lined up out wide or remove tight end or get screens. It was interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, Fant had some of the drop issues at the time.
Yep.
Nothing crazy. And I liked when Hawkinson actually had the ball in his hands, he was able to create, which is kind of nice for a guy of his size as well. Where some of these guys, like we'll see with Thaddeus Moss, when he does get the ball in his hands, he doesn't really create after he does have the ball. He's one of those guys, he's going to run the short, underneath routes. And when he gets the ball, he's going to get those couple yards afterwards and pretty much just get what's given to him, which is, again, it's not really creating a lot of fancy opportunities here.
Can you go back here, Jared?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we're caught back up, everybody. Okay, this is where we ended talking. But this route, go back that route, Jared. That route, I don't really like this route because if you look, it's, he moves his feet and kind of settles. Yeah, like he goes into the defender. Like, why he wastes time there? It's not a speed out. Make that a speed out. Attack his outside because it's not man. He's looking at the quarterback. Get out of there in a hurry. He kind of wasted some time.
Yeah, as soon as the defender's looking, you can see that right there, 14. He's looking right in there. Or was it 14?
I think it was Simmons. I think it was 11.
Yeah, he was looking in. Should have cut right out right there.
See, I like that one. That was good.
Yeah.
He widened him and then worked his way back in. That's to create space. That was smart. Presented a good target beyond the first down marker.
A lot of the tight end position running routes is finding the soft spots.
Yeah, he worked his way through traffic pretty well there. Yeah,
finds a soft spot, sits down, gets open.
Move here. Look at that. I know he didn't get away from him, but at least he tried to. I mean, that's Simmons there. He's a stud, but he tries to make a move right before he catches this, actually. Yeah.
I think we're going to see that a lot with Moss. Not a lot of wiggle in his game after he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah, his forte is ball skills for sure. He's got some really good ball skills, but
yeah, like I said earlier, didn't drop a ball all last year. Was on the field a ton. LSU ran a lot of 11 personnel.
Ooh, Clyde. Ooh.
Dude, that kid
it's on his
tough,
film, but
man, just
everybody.
I know. We could watch a little bit of him. I mean,
did you see that they were going to have NFL teams want him to do some slot work at the combine?
Yeah, I saw that. That was interesting. It is good news.
Yeah, for teams that really want to recognize him as, a pat. Like he's going to be on the field a lot.
He's an elite pass catcher.
Oh yeah. Well, I think his best trait is making people miss.
Yeah, and that transitions perfectly into his pass catching ability too, and because he's one of the best route running backs in the best probably.
So it's not bad there. You go back and look. He stems at the top of that route to create separation. Go back a little bit. Watch him dip outside right there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, little nuanced things that he understands.
No, Simmons ran with him step for step. No kidding.
Yeah. He runs step for step with Travis Etienne.
Yeah. Cannot believe he didn't declare. Insane.
I know. All your Devy shares are probably pretty upset.
Oh, I have him in one league, but I'm okay. I have Swift and Taylor in that league too.
Let's hope he stays healthy, that's all.
This is a bad location by Burrow. Bad location. So he squares up. He throws it outside. Why doesn't he throw it inside? Inside shoulder.
Yeah.
That's on Burrow, in my opinion.
It's a tough route, first man, too. I mean, not really expected to get
He's
open.
supposed to get beyond the first down marker, and then what does he do from there,
Oh, he's getting held here.
I mean, it's a tough matchup altogether. He's got one of the best defenders in college football on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Terrell there, right? I think. He's a pretty good corner. He's going to be a first-round guy. Holding.
Sells it.
Yep, he dipped inside. I think he gave him a little body, but then he held him.
Big boy. Good block. Good cut.
I wonder if there's any chance, like just the fact that he's Randy Moss's son, that Bill Belichick's gonna be interested in Thaddeus Moss. I mean, somewhat. I mean, the size isn't. It's being about 6'2" is close to Aaron Hernandez size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think Bill Belichick holds. I don't know. I think he doesn't have a lot of bias. He just gets.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. I think he care less.
I'm a big fan of him, by the way.
Bill?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish he was my head coach. Was at one time.
That was a heck of a staff.
Yes, it was, and of course, just
Saban.
Kirk Ferentz.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that route. That's that Jason Witten route right there.
Yeah, if he's actually gonna throw the ball there, he was open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with him. I mean, you were talking about this, Rich, before, but like he's not going to out athlete a ton of people. He's going to have to body people too, you know?
No, yeah. I mean, with the size, so coming in under 6'2", but he's got the weight. I just think sometimes it just there's a lot of players. Definitely when you're talking to podcasts and you're talking about NFL players. When you talk about a player like I don't think he's gonna be that great. It doesn't mean he's not going to be a good NFL player, but we're not here to find the best NFL players. We're here to find the best people that are going to put us in the best position to score fantasy points. We're doing this for dynasty. So, when I was poo-pooing on like guys like when Derrick Henry was coming in and how I completely hated Samaje Perine and guys like that, where it's like where's all this fantasy production going to come from? Where you're going to be touchdown. Definitely when it comes to running back position, you're going to be touchdown dependent. Some of those receivers like KJ Hamler this year coming out. You're a really good route runner, fast, but where's all that fantasy production going to come from? I don't care if you're going to be a second round pick in the NFL. So Thaddeus Moss here, it's just for him to score a lot of fantasy points, he's just have to get in a system where he's peppered with targets.
Dirty, did him. A couple routes ago there, I liked. He tried to stem at least at the top of his route. That was good.
Yeah.
I find him struggling between what routes he should run in zone versus man so far. Seems like he's not settling in zones as much as he should.
I mean, it's like he's running. It's like he's running like two different routes, and it's about it.
Right.
It's like everything. Yeah, and then short. It's like,
he's slow as shit, man.
Vertical. Yeah, he's not very fast. He's not even fast off the line.
No.
You know what I mean? Like off the line, he doesn't explode off the line. It's just okay.
Yeah, he's like he's thinking.
Well, there.
Yeah.
But look, everything's the same route.
Go back here. Okay, so here he dips outside. Why? What is the purpose of that step? Watch his left foot. Oh,
yeah.
Why is he going out? There's no defender that's looking in that's going to be influenced by that.
Yeah, you're saying just go now.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And plus, if it's a slant and he sees the inside backers there, he should just convert that into a hitch and just sit there.
Yeah, the inside backer's already facing in anyways.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay, that's good. He's settled in his zone in the area. I like that one.
Yeah.
It was nice. You could have got it back.
I like that he's lined up all over the place at least. That's versatility.
I agree.
You want that in a tight end for sure.
You'd assume his football intelligence should be there. I mean, when your dad's Randy Moss, I mean, you grew up around the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough pill to
What
follow.
are the odds Randy Moss's son is?
It is pretty tough to follow that up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you see these guys. I mean, Randy Moss is the best receiver I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, right.
Now his son's a big tight end who's not fast.
Ooh, hold on here. He sits down in the zone right there.
Yep.
Well done. And one thing I like when he catches this, look how confident he is. He's like, I know I got that. Like he might not even look that in.
Yeah.
I'll tribute to his dad right there.
Yeah, well, his hands, I think his blocking and his hands are his strongest suit. Where he does not drop the football. I mean, if you go all of 2019 in this offense without dropping a football, that's pretty good.
His ball skills remind me of Dallas Goedert, because I think he has better ball skills than Hawkinson and Fant did last year, in my opinion.
Goddard's such a good athlete, though.
Well, yeah, I'm not comparing athleticism. I'm just saying in terms of ball skills. Goddard's not an unreal athlete, though. He's okay. He's not Fant or Ingram.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fant and Ingram are basically bona fide wide receivers.
Right.
Which is how I love my dynasty tight ends.
Right. Ingram was my wide receiver, too, because I thought they might have converted him to receiver. He's my wide receiver, 2 in that class behind, of course, my boy Corey Davis.
Hopefully we get another view with this one.
Yeah, Corey Davis burning us all.
Yeah, go back to that one.
Good catch in traffic, though. It's tough to see the top of the route here, but...
So is that a back shoulder fade or is that an out?
Looks like a comeback.
Oh, you're right. He's going out. I think it's an out.
Yeah.
But what I like about that one, go back again, Jared.
I wish I could see him catch the ball here.
So if you watch when he plants here, he's at the 32 and works his way back, or probably 33 and works his way back. So he's coming back at a negative. You know what I mean? Or if he came out flat, that corner might have undercut that. You know what I mean? That's a little savviness right there.
Yeah, see, I think the biggest thing holding this guy back is just his body type, man. He's just a compact guy. He's not very long.
Yeah.
He's not very fast. Just you would think if he would have all the physical gifts in the world, but
he doesn't.
Yeah, you would think his athleticism would be through the roof, and it's really his worst attribute.
Yeah, his best is his technique.
Right now, what he kind of reminds me of is he should be like a tight end 2 on a team.
Yep, I agree.
Like he'd be a really good tight end 2, but like tight end 1,
it's kind of like a poor man's Austin Hooper.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Hooper balled out last year. He's gotten better.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Hooper's good, but
yeah, like if you run 12 personnel, then this guy's your guy. You can chip block and roll out and get you that 6 yards and get you 2 more after the catch and then you're good.
Like in Tennessee, pair him up with Janu, you're good.
Yeah, so I think Moss, if he would have returned back to school, he might have increased his draft stock more because that's like the thing about him is there's not a lot out there on him because he transferred.
See, I hate this. People are gonna look at this look at this tight end. Well, look at Chase setting that up.
Literally.
Interference.
What you said about Thaddeus Moss, the next guy we're going to talk about too is Cole Kmet. I mean, there's not a lot of tape on him too because he really didn't play until 2019.
Right.
Yeah.
He was going to go
these
back
guys.
To school.
But confident.
Nice catch.
Gets it over the line.
Yep.
I mean, he's got some.
Thaddeus Moss started his career at NC State, and then he transferred to LSU, so he had to sit out a year.
So that was Thaddeus Moss's second touchdown in the game, which was half. Now he's now reached half his total on the year. He only had 4 touchdowns on the year, so he got 2 of them in the Clemson game. This was definitely his best game of the year that we're watching here too. So we got to keep that in mind as well.
Here's a question from the chat. This is from Dynasty Polls. Eno Benjamin or Zach Moss, and why? I'll let you guys go first.
As we watch tight ends.
No, I know, but I'm just throwing them out
for me right now, I have Zach Moss right like the back end of my first round, top of the second. I haven't got right now on running backs. I'm not there yet at running backs where I'm deep into my scouting for all my notes. But going through the tape in my casual watch, I came away completely unimpressed with Eno Benjamin. There wasn't anything that he did. I mean, he's good at breaking tackles and getting the ball out of the catch, but he didn't really blow me away at all for a name that I was hoping that I would like. But Zach Moss, he's pretty intriguing. He catches the ball well. Big dude, runs well. From what I've seen through the tape already, I like Zach Moss significantly more. I like Anthony McFarland more than I like Eno Benjamin. There's a lot of guys I like. I'd probably draft a guy like Javon Leak ahead of Eno Benjamin.
Keyshawn Vaughn over him.
Keyshawn Vaughn for sure.
I love Keyshawn Vaughn. It's Zach Moss, and it's not even close. I actually might not even draft Eno Benjamin. That's how bad I don't like him.
Nick, I'm right with you.
He's so small for like his play type. Like he's supposed to be like a inside the lines runner. I mean, he can catch the ball and make people miss, but he's like 5'9", 5'8".
You know who he kind of reminds me of? Sorry. He kind of reminds me of like Kadeem Carey. Remember when Kadeem Carey came out? He had like all these numbers from that Pac-12, but he just is like an East-West guy that like can't go forward very fast. He's a negative athlete, not that physical. Like, meh.
Did you guys see this catch here? Another one.
I'm telling you, he's got
good hands.
Man.
Yeah, he's got good hands.
That's that Goddard.
But yeah, Zach Moss for me too in that one. I think Zach Moss is going to be a really good running back during his rookie contract. Someone's going to take him like the 3rd, 4th round of the NFL draft and use him. But I think he's a replaceable level of talent.
PK Fool says
talented. Him and Keyshawn Vaughn are really neck and neck for me, and we'll see what happens with Anthony McFarland. 'Cause I was really pleasantly surprised with Anthony McFarland's weigh-in.
Me too. Was he 206? I think.
Yeah, he was in the 200. I thought he was a little bit more than that actually.
both of those guys were my RB7 or better.
Jalen Reagor came in at like 206 too.
Yeah, he's big. So what do you guys think about this one? PK Fool says, how do you guys feel about Clyde Edwards-Helaire possibly to the Buccaneers? Good or bad landing spot? Let me go first.
Oh, great. Here we go with Ronald Jones.
My boy, Ronald Jones. Come on, my boy. For a landing spot, sure. I mean, where would Clyde Edwards-Helaire land where we wouldn't like his spot, to be honest? I think he fits almost everywhere. But I just think Tampa Bay Buccaneers have so many holes on that team that to put a premium pick on a running back doesn't make sense. I think you have to get Clyde Edwards-Helaire round 1 or round 2 to even get him for an NFL team. And the Buccaneers need offensive line, potentially a quarterback.
Yeah,
defense.
I think the Bucs are better off like signing a guy. I think the Bucs can go cheap and sign a guy like Jordan Howard to go with with them, Ronald. So I mean, but I don't like him at all, Ronald Jones. But yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is with his pass catch ability. I mean, he's bulletproof. You know what I mean? Like he is going to be fantasy.
He's going to score points for you.
He goes.
Yes.
Even if he lands on a team that has a running back, like some of these guys that Zach Moss lands somewhere they already have a good running back. You're gonna be like, oh crap, man, I can't. I'm above down my board. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire could be used in the slot. I mean,
he is a good blocker.
That pass catcher running back. He blocks well.
I've kind of been letting it run here just because there's just been a lot of plays that he hasn't really been involved in other than blocking, and that's not going to score you any fantasy points. But
positions himself well.
It'll get you on the field.
Moves his feet.
Yeah, he blocks well. He's arguably one of the best blocking tight ends in this class, and we just watched his best game. So that's why you have to watch multiple games too. Here, when you're watching a player, you just can't come in here and watch their best game. Look at that.
But that catch right there, Rich. That one. This is the ball skills catch.
That is talent right there.
That's insane.
Is that versus Alabama? Yeah. So that is from the studying I've done on Moss. That's the best catch of his career.
Sorry, man. It just comes out.
I think Edwards-Helaire landing in Atlanta would be a really good spot.
That's exactly where I think he'll go.
Well, his best spot in my eyes, I think that would be fantasy gold to be San Francisco. But Atlanta would be nice.
I can't believe you hate Ronald Jones.
Dude, a blade of grass can tackle Ronald Jones.
I mean, he definitely improved from year one. I mean, he put on weight. He was breaking more tackles. I thought he looked a lot better, which is...
I thought he had one of the best tackle rates.
A good sign. I know. Rich just says everybody can tackle him. I'm like, yeah, he broke a lot of tackles.
I didn't see it at all, man. He goes down easily. Doesn't get away from anybody really.
Stephon Diggs' brother. Everybody.
Is that his brother?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive back.
I'm pretty sure it's his brother or cousin.
Okay.
He was a wide receiver recruit and then transitioned to corner.
Ooh, nice block here, man.
That's a great block. We're locating him in space.
Yes. Yep.
That's a block right there.
He keeps the lane.
Swings his hips around.
Yeah, it's the same thing, Nick. There, picks him up and turns him.
Notorious M1G asks, where does Cole Kmet rank in last year's class?
Let's watch Cole Kmet first.
Yeah, we'll answer that as soon as we get through a game here of Kmet. Just off the rip right here, I probably would say
it's funny. On last night's podcast, we added in the 2019 running backs to this year's running back class and ranked them.
Yeah.
It wasn't good for last year's class.
Where'd you have my boy Montgomery?
7.
Jeez, that's too high.
Maybe it was 8.
Dude, I love Montgomery coming out.
We had Clyde Edwards ahead of him. We had Cam Akers ahead of him. We had the top 3 ahead of him.
I'd have Vaughn ahead of him.
Yeah, I'd have all those guys ahead of him too.
Oh, well, Jacobs was 3.
Good hands. So, I mean, I think it's evident here with Moss is great blocker, good hands. It's just not going to really get open unless it's first zone.
Moss, I think Moss is an easy player to describe here. And I think we're going to see, if we watch 12 games in a row, we'd see a lot of the same things here. Mm-hmm. He's going to run, he's going to block a lot. He's going to run a lot of those short intermediate rights over the middle there with the cut in. And, he's going to catch what he's going to catch what's thrown to him. And then he's going to get 1 to 2 yards after when he gets the ball. That's his game. He's not going to be like the Noah Fant, like Nick was talking about earlier, the Evan Ingrams. It's not his game, or even the TJ Hawkinsons.
Yeah, and we're all here to score fantasy points, and I don't think I'm going to be drafting Moss just based on what I've seen previously and what I've seen tonight.
It's like they're just all wide open at LSU. Like, it's insane. Like, there's so many guys schemed open. They're both open.
Yeah, everyone's confused on who they're guarding.
Yeah, somebody asked us a question last night because we were doing questions on the podcast, the Dynasty Nerds podcast, and somebody's like, when they're talking about Tua and Burrow, like, are you concerned that Joe Burrow just had too much talent around him? We're like, dude, Tua played at Alabama. He had some of the 3 best receivers in the game. Our boy Henry Ruggs out there. You guys like Jalen Reagor more than Ruggs, but not me.
I do by a mile.
Yeah, not me.
Oh, boy.
But, like Garrett
Rich,
said,
we're just going to have a podcast where me and you just disagree on everything.
That's fine. That's fine. It's good to disagree.
Well, I agree. You learn more that way.
I was just going to say, you learn way more when you disagree.
I mean, honestly, I think Ruggs gives you so much to work with. He's an elite athlete. I just didn't really see it from a football player standpoint when comparing him to Reagor.
I don't know how you don't. I think he's a do-it-all wide receiver for what I'm seeing. Again, I haven't dove into receivers. I'm doing quarterbacks and tight ends now. But I think he has the potential to be a do-it-all receiver. And listen, when you sit here and talk about that, like if we're going to sit here and talk about Reagor or Ruggs, sometimes when you do something like that, it sounds like you're slighting another player. I love Reagor too.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have T. Higgins ahead of Jalen Reagor too, though. So
yeah, I like T. Higgins a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he your wide receiver 3, Waylon?
Judy right now. What?
Is he your wide receiver 3?
Who?
Higgins.
He's my wide receiver 2 right now, I think.
Okay.
I can get down on that if you wanted to. Definitely after you guys did your fake breakdown of Judy, like if you were just scared of like Judy's a really good receiver. But again, what we're looking here for is who's going to be the best overall fantasy football receiver.
Yep.
And Judy's an excellent route runner, but he plays a little soft at times. And I would never hate anybody that said, okay, I took Higgins over Judy, because you're going for it. You're going for that big play receiver who has a much higher ceiling than a guy like Jerry Judy, in my eyes.
That was a good route there before by Moss. The big dig. Is that where you're kind of going over?
Yeah, the cross.
Yeah, that was a good, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good dig.
Kind of throttled down because he knew he was open.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
this
baby.
Is it. Man, let's see. How
does one
the best catch of his career right here.
That ball, but dude,
this kid can catch, man. He's a good football player. He's just lacking from.
Well, I think the most underrated part of that whole thing, which we're going to talk about.
Oh, his foot's out of bounds.
Yeah, but he reestablishes.
Yep. Yes. To get his foot back in bounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Had the wherewithal to bring his foot back in while tracking the ball and toe tapping.
Yeah.
That's why.
But the most underrated part of that, if you go back, he has the subtle push off.
The hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And then late, I mean, he you can see it. He'll push off to get the separation on Diggs.
Very subtle.
Boom.
Yeah.
Got it. You see here on the slow replay. I think they'll show it on this next one. Right here. Hands there, and then went.
Yeah. He two-handed him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, he does look kind of nice when they do line him up outside and they put him on those vertical routes. He does it whole. I mean, he's got the size there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess, where Moss gets drafted, let's see what kind of scheme he falls into here as well. Like, how is he going to be used? Because if we see that he does have the ball skills and he can catch the ball.
That wasn't a clean catch either.
And he's going to get on the field. He's got good technique, and he's got all-around game. He'd be a good guy for our Brownies to take, in my opinion. We kind of need a guy like that.
PK Fool says, I think Ruggs will be more valuable to an NFL team than fantasy value. I completely agree on that.
There's a lot of receivers. That's how I felt about Marquise Brown.
Oh, of course.
You know, like not a fantasy guy, but a great NFL guy.
And that's what makes going on draft capital hard.
Yeah, you need those zone breakers.
Oh, hold on, look at that. He got 1 and then got 2. Look at this. He goes from 1 to getting part of 2.
He does get 2.
What a man.
He knows it. He knows it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knew it. Yeah.
About to punch your mama in the mouth after that one.
Hey, if you go back to that one, Jared, I just love this scheme, by the way, on this one. They ran a smash, basically, with Moss taking that hitch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now
They
they're
were
doing the flag.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
beautiful concept. With a runoff post, I think.
Yeah. The middle linebacker had
Dirty.
Clyde. What am I doing here?
Sorry, you're back on that one. Here's the smash.
Yeah.
Oh, touchdown.
Open.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, they schemed up some real good stuff there.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Panthers to get Joe Brady, what he's going to do with DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, and Curtis Samuel. It's going to be exciting.
I think it's going to be good for Cam, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He's
I
a
mean,
buy.
Cam's the guy.
I think Cam's going to be the guy, yeah. Even for Ian Thomas, if they're going to run a lot of this, what they're running here with Thaddeus Moss for Ian Thomas, these are all things that Ian Thomas could do exceptionally well with, and do a little bit more with the ball in his hands, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an opportunity that Christian McCaffrey takes fantasy, he goes down statistically?
Why would you do that to your team, though, to have a weapon like that? I mean, look at how they utilize Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So that's kind of nice to see too, that they utilize him in the passing game so much.
Right. I'm just saying, you never know. With a new head coach and new OC, that's the unknown.
It's my favorite thing. My favorite thing on Twitter is when people want to talk to you like they can predict the future. They're like, "Oh, this is going to happen." Like, dude, you don't know what's going to happen.
It's our jobs.
Maybe Thaddeus Moss is tight end one next year. Who knows?
You never know. But at the same time, it'd be funny if you put the time in. A lot of the stuff that you do, it comes to fruition. I was talking about yesterday, like how the first time I started watching Mark Andrews, I came on my podcast. I was like super excited, and then he went to Baltimore. It's a second tight end. I kind of let it come back a little bit more, and it's like, dude, stick with your gut, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you watch this tape, a lot of times you'll be like, oh, you want to look at statistics, you want to look at stats, you want to look what they did at the combine, but just what do they do on the football field?
Preaching to the choir, Rich. I'm a film guy.
Yeah, just what do they do?
You reminded me so much of Witten at Oklahoma. Loves his route running. He's so savvy.
Who reminds you of him?
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
He's my number 2 overall dynasty.
He's so sexy.
Dude, I fell into this trap last year when I was scouting Georgia wide receivers. I couldn't keep my eyes off DeAndre Swift. You gotta keep watching Clyde Edwards here.
Right, I know. He's just so.
Yeah, I mean the chances of CMC producing like that are unlikely. Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
And it's funny is you have a guy who's like the Blitnikoff winner in Jamar Chase, and you're still like he's really good, but he doesn't blow you away like Clyde Edwards does.
Nope. I think Chase is overrated. I mean, sure, everyone loves the numbers he put up. Justin Jefferson had 111 catches and crazy numbers too. Like,
yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
Chase
Like,
a lot.
I'm not a Debbie guy, so I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
People are like, why don't you get in Debbie? I was like, I have a hard enough time keeping up with all these NFL rookies and players.
Right. That's why I don't do IDP. I can't know it all, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like I'm good at what I do. Let me just do what I do.
Can you go back to that last play, Jared?
Yeah.
I know this is blocking. People don't care about this. So he tries to get this end, misses, and then tries to get the backer there. That's just effort. I really like that effort.
Good IQ too.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't turn back.
Yeah,
go back to the
I mean,
end.
a lot of guys
he kept
that
going forward.
aren't that savvy would. Oh, I missed my block. What do I do? What do I do?
Oh, I've all the time in high school.
Which you see a lot of that. You'd be surprised how much of that, like the laziness you'll see where people miss their assignment and then they're just kind of like stand there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what are you doing? Help your teammate.
Good route here by Chase.
Yeah, I think Thaddeus Moss is showing us here like he's a good football player.
I know, man.
I saw your
you know me,
face.
man. I'm like, oh, what a route. Well, he got inside him. It was a great release. Then he bodied him a little bit to get the dig. I wanted him to come more across the middle. It's kind of a post, actually.
Okay, I see you, big boy.
Yeah, but look so he gets the ball in his hand, he lowers his shoulder, he gets down. Like he knows once he gets the ball in his hand, just lower that shoulder and go north.
He gets hit here.
But what's he gonna do there?
He gets 5 more
There's
yards.
one guy unblocked coming.
Yeah, I mean, have we seen one catch yet where he's tried to like any elusiveness whatsoever?
No.
But how many tight ends have elusiveness?
It's not his game.
There's not many.
Not many.
To be fair, not many.
Oh, Diggs. Come on.
Clyde.
Ooh, Clyde. That guy
Man.
has a mama.
Stiff arm.
His family. Don't worry, his brother will pay for everything. He's good.
Yeah, this draft class, if you have a top 8 pick, man, you're getting a really good player.
All right, here. Would you trade Russell Wilson for the 101 in a super flex league to get Burrow?
Did I trade Russell Wilson?
It would just
Probably
depend on my
not.
team. No, it depends on my team. Am I a contender or am I not? Am I a complete rebuild? Then I'd do it.
I'm keeping Russ, man. Yeah, like
I'm keeping Russ. He's 29, I think. Why trade
No
the
need.
known for the unknown? There's risk there.
Well, it depends on your team, though. I mean, I could see Russ Wilson not like, the lifestyle he's living, the way he's growing out that hair. It's telling me a couple things. Like he's ready
Yeah.
for the prime time, like a different career down here in the future.
hey,
You think so?
while we transition,
That's a purely hypothetical guess. I have no leg to stand on that for.
Hey, as
Well,
we
we
talked before,
transition
anything
to-
can happen, Rich.
Cole Kmet here.
Yeah.
Chat, do you guys have any questions? I'm gonna run to the restroom here. You guys go ahead and chat it up for a bit. I'll be right
Where
back.
do we get this film tape? We have guys that break down film. And so some of this is only exclusive to Dynasty Nerds. So
It's all exclusive to Dynasty Nerds. So we literally
Mhm.
pay for this film. Like every film that you see in dynastynerds.com. So if you're not a Nerd Herd member, it's literally for the price of a cup of coffee a month. You can get into our Dynasty film room. And I mean, it is any player that we have players that hit us up on Twitter like, hey, can I get some more film of him? I put it into the prospect film room. I tell the guys, I'm like, hey, we need more film on this guy. We have up the same day. So
Mhm.
this is all exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else. This is all our film that we literally pay people to go in. And this is their job. They break down this film and they cut it up for us. It's great.
So here's one. What are your thoughts on Justin Jefferson and where do you rank him? I think he's my main target at 110 this year. Don't think Rager or T. Higgins will fall, and I hope to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 106. I like that idea. I like Rager and Higgins more.
Yep.
But where do you have Jefferson? What do you think on him, Rich?
I have Justin Jefferson right outside the first round, like right around like 14, 15. I like Brian Edwards a little bit more than Justin Jefferson as well.
After the foot?
Yeah, the foot doesn't. I'm not going to let a player's tape and then like an injury just kind of just throw me away.
Someone said they need more of Nick's thoughts on the bench press.
Oh, that was so stupid. My goodness. Let it go, in the words of Frozen.
Yeah. Did someone ask where we're getting this film?
Yeah.
We already answered that one. Hey, where do you have Justin Jefferson, Jared?
Oh man, I think like middle of the second round.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan. We did one on
Can't
him
remember right now.
before. Jared, was that the one we did with Ray, or was that one with Garrett? We did the film room.
I think we did that with Ray, and then the next day
Okay.
Garrett put a thread out about him, and then we're like,
Yeah.
it was like contradicting what we were saying, so it was
Yeah,
funny.
That's because Garrett doesn't do any work. We know. Just kidding. No, so I mean Jefferson's okay. We weren't as good on. I didn't like just. Oh, J Mike check. Hey, what's up, man?
What up, dude?
Didn't like Jefferson's route running. I thought he was a little sloppy there. He's soft. We saw that continually on film as well. I think he's okay. I don't know that he's going to be this. I always, as Rich talked about this earlier, I always like guys that are going to be fantasy football assets. Guys that are going to be kind of a difference maker. Justin Jefferson's never going to be a difference maker, in my opinion. He's just going to be kind of a guy who's going to be middling. He's going to tease you, but I don't know that he's ever going to be a guy that you're going to start within your top 3 receivers in your fantasy team.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for here. Again, we're not looking for draft capital. We're not looking for what he did in college. We're looking in what scheme they're going to, what system, what opportunities they have, because we're just looking for the players here to give us, put us in the best position to score fantasy points. And like I said, it's fantasy points that help you win football games. So the whole reason we spend all this time, at least I spend all this time watching all this film and paying to have all this film cut up, is so I can be in the best position to draft the best guy when my rookie pick is up. we on Cole Kmet here?
Yeah, we're gonna go on to Cole Kmet versus Georgia.
Yeah, so Cole Kmet, like we said, for Notre Dame, came in a little bit bigger than we actually thought he was at 6'5" and 3/4, 262 pounds. Kind of surprised he's even in this draft class, which I actually think this is great news for dynasty players, where he said he was going back to Notre Dame. And then all of a sudden he got word from the draft advisory board, and he's like, nope, I'm coming out.
That was really good balance for him to break that tackle and then stay on his feet in that first one.
Yeah. Two good catches here.
Comes across the field.
Definitely
gets flat, which is good.
Better athlete than we just watched.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about a two-sport athlete. He actually played baseball and football for Notre Dame his freshman year, got 8 saves as a pitcher. So he is an athlete. And he's a hands catcher, too, is what I think we're going to see. He catches the ball well. Look at that there.
Nice body catch there.
Just
as soon as you say it.
You can go back and watch this one.
But look at the route. Watch it again. It does catch his body, but look.
Yeah.
He catches, he goes.
Well, one thing that if you want to go back to an error I think a lot of young guys make here is when they run routes, they're always looking at the quarterback. He waits till he clears, then his hand gets around.
Yes.
That's that's some really good instincts in knowing when the ball might be coming.
He's a hoss, man.
That's a nice gauntlet right there. Little gauntlet trainer.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Cam Akers? Where do you guys have them?
Edwards-Helaire.
Edwards-Helaire.
Thank you. That's a triple crown right there.
I
am not a Cam Akers fan.
Third right now, actually.
And I like Cam Akers.
Me too. J. Mike said he missed the Thad Moss portion. Do you see his size being a limiting factor at the NFL level?
I think his athleticism is what's going to be his limiting factor at the NFL level. So if you missed the Thaddeus Moss portion, like what we just saw there on that last play, we saw it of Cole Kmet, how he, like Nick said, he turned right at the right time, caught the ball, and kept going here. That's not even in Moss's repertoire. He's catching the ball. There's already something on him because he doesn't have the speed or athleticism to even get that kind of separation.
Yeah, and I think his overall size will be a bit of a factor just because he doesn't really have that length either that you'd like to see in your tight end.
Go back. Come on, Cole. I know this is blocking. People don't care about it as much, but he gets out here to find the guy in space, and then the guy hesitates, so he hesitates.
Yeah, it's not his strong suit at all.
Next play here.
Okay, I'll let it run.
Yeah, Cole.
Like right here, this guy hesitates. He stops his feet, and then the guy gets outside of him where the play's designed.
He should be attacking there.
Sorry, that's the
he's
coach.
He's definitely a pass catching tight end.
Oh, yeah. Even here, man. Look,
I like that. So, Cole Kmet is so far my early runner as my tight end 1 on the year.
Man, that's a bad blocking right there.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible.
Yeah, it just spins him.
There's one place you can't get beat when you're blocking, and it's inside. Right. Don't get beat inside. You got beat inside by a little guy.
So
the one thing that I'm worried about
is his first big year here.
Is he going to be not physical enough even running routes here? Is he going to be out physical by these NFL guys? That's weird with his size. How much did he weigh, Rich? You said he weighed in taller, or you
came in at 262, I think. Yeah, 262 he weighed in.
Come on, Cole.
I think Nick. I just don't think I think he just needs to be coached up a little bit more. Because what I think too, I mean, with that size, I think he can grow into that frame a little bit more too. Like he's going to get bigger.
I mean, go back. He just gets juked out of this DB right here. Like,
yeah, he rips right under him.
That's bad. That's bad. That's not like, just a poor play. Like we're what, a quarter into this game? Oh. It's a good adjustment to a poorly thrown ball. I'll give him that. Even though I fumbled it.
Yeah, I'd like to see a couple of the other tight ends versus him.
One thing I've noticed with him, I know he fumbled that one, but when he catches the ball, he carries it low. He doesn't go high and tight. It's pretty low.
Kind of like a loaf of bread.
Mm-hmm. So one thing to kind of see if that maintains over the next game and a half here.
Get him off you, man.
Yeah, the tight end class isn't going to be the strongest suit of this 2020 class when we look back on it. But there's a couple guys in here like Hunter Bryant and Cole Kmet that let's see where they go. There we go.
That wasn't him. Or let's talk about the blocking.
Yeah.
Which was. Okay, you got a little push.
Okay.
Oh, look at that catch.
Give me that.
Look, off the block.
Well,
Burns
the coolest part about this one is he gets his head around.
Yeah.
That's a big reaction. He barely sees the quarterback. He looks right now and catches it. It wasn't even designed to him, I don't think.
That was almost one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was thrown to Tony Jones Jr. there.
He's smooth. He's a smooth athlete.
Yeah, so Rayman says he won't initiate contact and blocking. He seems like he's catching defenders. I agree. There's an attitude. He just if you watch TJ Hawkins and you watch him, they're about polar opposites.
About to get smacked here.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much smoother he is off the line than Thaddeus Moss.
Yeah, for sure. He gets off way quicker. Nice job of hanging on the ball here, though. I thought.
Yeah, hit the seam there. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. One thing so far, you watch him, he's been lined up inland tight end and in the slot, which is good with versatility as well.
Yeah, I would like to see him get in a position to be a nice big slot wide receiver where his blocking isn't his strong suit, but if we can get him lined up in the slot a lot, that'd be really nice for fantasy purposes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're hoping for him here.
Yeah, so far some nice catches tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Alabama too, or Georgia. So
yeah, good opponent. Not great quality of the film here. Sorry about that, but
yeah, this is not 4K. This is 1.2K.
Yeah, it's about 680.
That was an okay block, but it's like, I mean, it's a DB. You should do that.
Jared recorded this on his Motorola Razr.
Bro, this is a Garrett film. Anytime it's bad film, it's a Garrett film.
Man, Razr. Man, I was so pumped when I got my Razr back in the day.
I never had a Razr.
I can always tell when we were watching one of Brian Shakokis's films because it's like crispy as hell, 4K.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we had a big nerds meeting, and Garrett's like, I wouldn't mind getting a new computer here to get some get my film looking a lot better. It's like now after watching this, I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
What do you think about this one here, Nick?
Is that all I have to say, Rich, to get a new computer?
Usually, yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
Man, if I just had a better computer, I'm telling you, my film watching.
Garrett does a lot for the site.
Someone said looked like Kyle Rudolph. Honestly, in terms of athleticism, he's a lot more of a Rudolph than he is like Tyler Eifert. If we wanted to just do Notre Dame guys, he's not going to be an Evan Ingram. He's like that. He's an above average athlete at tight end, but he's not an elite athlete at the tight end.
Yeah, and I think Rudolph was a much better prospect coming out.
Well, Rudolph was better. Yeah, I'm just saying that's in terms of that's the area.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Irv Smith's a better athlete.
What a massive disappointment that came in at fantasy purposes. His best game was his in Pro Bowl in his like second year.
Remember when he was like tight end like 2 to 4 for so long in Dynasty?
Oh, I never loved Rudolph though. To be fair,
no.
I did like Tyler Eifert a lot.
Good job of
Eifert's route running was insane.
Yeah, I really liked
those
Eifert.
Injuries, man. I tell you, worst part of this game.
Yeah, it's just definitely for him because a lot of his injuries, like he never had like the same injury. It's just always a different injury. Just bad luck, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's just not comfortable blocking, man. It's
no. Look at that.
He kind of.
He like missed a cut block on a DC. Like, what are you doing, man? It's a linebacker.
He's still figuring it out. You can tell. There's a lot of little
he's
things.
He's 6'5", 260. Like he's playing like he's 6 foot 210.
Yeah. This was his first year with really any significant playing time.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing we got to remember here too. Like this is, he might as well be a freshman here.
He's definitely a project.
Yeah.
But a project that can be utilized for fantasy purposes. So
yeah, he has tools.
We're asking him to get better for non-fantasy purposes. I mean, look at this right here, another big play.
Well, here he adjusts, thrown outside, turns his body around. I'll give him that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So he's thrown some good body control. You can just see that.
Lowered his shoulder there a little bit. Took a hit, had 3 defenders on him, still standing.
So he clears the defender, gets his head around. Mm-hmm.
Would you say Kmet is like Jasicki in his athleticism, blocking, and style of play?
Man, Gesicki was a hell of an athlete, man.
Yeah, he was an elite level athlete.
Yeah.
Now blocking.
His spark scores through the roof.
Gesicki wasn't a good blocker either. I'll give him that. So.
Right, yeah. I mean, I can see what he's saying.
For a Gesicki comparison, Kmet's going to be one of those guys where, you're probably going to have to wait like a couple years here, like 2-3 years, till you're really going to be getting him on your dynasty roster on a daily basis.
So here's a question.
Go
How
ahead.
important is hand size for pass catchers for you guys? By the way, love your film breakdowns. Appreciate that, Danny T. Hand size does not matter much to me at all because you can have good hand size and not be a good pass catcher. You can have small hands and be a great pass catcher. It's about technique, I think hand strength, and I think your hand-eye coordination, honestly, more than it is how big your hands are.
Yeah, I mean, look at those. A good comparison for there, Nick, is Hunter Renfrow. I mean, that guy's got small hands. He's got really small hands, but he catches everything.
Tyreek Hill has what, 8-inch hands? I think I heard.
I don't think it's anything crazy.
He's doing fine. He body catches more than anything, but doesn't drop them. That's a good route right there. I like that one.
Go back. My bad. Just adjusting the
No,
volume.
it's okay. I think it was maybe a little bit of a zone here, but he presses up to his. That wasn't. Sorry, it's one before. Must have under. Must have went back 2 plays. They're right here. Yep. Nope. Next one.
All right. Yeah.
Doesn't block a
He's
single.
like, dude,
Didn't touch
Right
a
here.
single player. Didn't touch a single player there.
He just blends in. So right here it goes up and then
Yeah.
breaks out because he sees that it's man. And that's good.
yeah, that was no
That's
wasted.
good athletic. I mean, when you think for a big
movements.
guy, hips making that turn. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't roll into it. Like, yeah, he planned it in turn. Yeah.
I think Kmet definitely has some
Oh, look at that double team. He finally got movement.
fantasy
Double team.
upside, but it's going to be a 2 to 3 year guy like most.
Yeah,
most
but
of
I'm
the time.
okay with it. I'm okay.
Right.
With that, like, so many people are drafted and they're thinking to get the George Kittle or the Rob Gronkowski or somebody's gonna come in and contribute right away. For the most part, when you get a tight end, you have to wait 2 to 3 year windows. Nick, from a coaching aspect, that's what I want to ask. You know, why do you think out of all the positions that the tight end position is the one that takes 2, 3 years every single time?
I think it's because they are the most unique player on the field. They have to be good at blocking and at catching. So they have so much more to learn, in my opinion, than a receiver. Think a receiver. Receiver, it's, they go to all these passing leagues and they run good routes, but like, does blocking really matter for a receiver? If you're a bad blocking receiver, it doesn't matter as much. But in terms of a tight end, you got to be, Moss or Cole Kmet size, and you have to be able to block tight ends, those big outside edge, backers, inside backers, safeties, and you have to run all the routes against all those guys. It's a lot more of a physical game. I think they develop more as well as
No plays off.
So I think they're so unique because they have to be so good at 2 different things. I think before they're going to get a lot of playing time on the field.
Yeah, because if you miss your blocker, you're gonna get benched. Yeah, you're right. So just knowing the entire playbook.
Yeah, I mean, think of the Vikings, right? So they draft Irv Smith, right, who I liked coming out, and they still then re-signed Kyle Rudolph for a reason. That's how important I think that development of Smith was going to be, and they knew that.
Just coming through. He's just back off of injury. McDuffie.
Yeah, a lot of people say that tight ends are the best athletes on the team.
Oh, I have so much respect for tight ends. I mean, you watch how much work they got to do. I mean, think of it. Blocking like a tackle basically out there, and then you got to run routes like a receiver. Like,
Every rookie draft I'm in, I make sure I draft a tight end. Every rookie draft I'm in. One, it's a position that you usually get pretty good value on because everybody's chasing those wide receivers and running backs. So you can usually find pretty good value on it, but I'm always looking for that next diamond in the rough. Like last year, like in that Josh Oliver was a nice guy I want to get everywhere I could.
A little sloppy footwork.
I'm
here.
always getting I think like if higher on my dynasty teams, if I can get depth, I always get it at running back and at tight end. We're just like flyers because you never know who's going to develop into that Darren Waller or whoever. Or I trade from after year 1 or year 2.
Yeah, that's honestly the best bet. Like I said, like going out and getting Gesicki now, you let them develop on somebody else's team. They're frustrated because they've gotten nothing out of them, and they're ready to go out for the next guy, and you get them right away.
Yep.
How about Chase Claypool?
They're having him
I heard
run.
he could go to tight end.
Yeah, he's gonna be running some tight end drills, and the tight ends. If you guys are watching the combine, they'll be on tomorrow at 4.
I got another one
Good
for you
stuff.
guys to watch. Steven Sullivan, LSU, former big-time wide receiver recruit turned tight end who's going to be athletic. Watch out for him as a sleeper.
Have that name again?
Stephen Sullivan.
Oh, I've heard his name a couple times.
From
throughout
LSU.
the internet first.
Well, that collision.
Oh, got to look at that. Push the defender back. Hercules. There we go. Here we go. I mean, I will say him and Thaddeus Moss right now are night and day.
Yes. Yep. That's what it's nice to see when we do these back to back. It's kind of what we noticed with Rager versus Ruggs.
The Ruggs is pretty sweet. Do you
I
guys
had to say that.
Do you guys just like Rager better, or do you just not like Ruggs?
I think they're the same level of athlete, but I think Rager's a better receiver. And probably a little better athlete as far as going up for the ball with ball skills and all that kind of stuff. Like, he gives you a little more as far as a receiver goes.
Just to say to Sullivan real quick, if you guys just want to know how big he is, 6'4" and 7/8", 248, 10 and 1/8 inch hands. He has an 85-inch wingspan. It's a big boy.
Damn.
You said do we like Rager or?
No. If you just didn't like Ruggs at all, because like I said,
no, I do like Ruggs.
When I say I like Ruggs
nice
more than Rager, I still like Rager a lot.
Gosh, that adjusts.
Great catch.
Adjusts well.
That is a really good catch.
It depends on what you mean by like. I mean, like I don't hate the guy. I just don't think I'm ever going to draft him because I think people are going to take him way ahead of where I like him. He was the 4th best receiver, in my opinion, at Alabama last year.
Okay. Yeah,
but Alabama has 4 really good receivers. You know.
I'm gonna dig in a little bit more, but I like Ruggs a lot, man. He's my number 3 receiver.
Thoughts on Will Disley and Dawson Knox ahead of this year? I was recently offered a trade for Disley, but I really like him. His biggest issue is he's been hurt 2 years in a row. But when you can get with Wilson and all those numbers, that's nice for him. But man, I really like Dawson Knox out of college. He flashed this year. Buffalo doesn't have a ton of receiving weapons. He was really kind of unfortunate at Ole Miss. I mean, they had A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf, so he didn't get a ton of play there. Never actually had a receiving touchdown in college, but he flashed definitely in the NFL. So I like that
this year in Buffalo. Yeah, I like Dawson Knox. I like both those guys to buy. I think it's a good time to buy Will Disley because they just signed Greg Olsen, so people are like, oh no. But reports out of Seattle is they absolutely
Claypool.
And with Dawson Knox, what I really like out of seeing Dawson Knox and how Buffalo used him is they used him all over the field. They used him as a halfback. They used him as a tight end. They used him in the slot. I really like that out of Dawson Knox. I think he's got a really nice high upside for fantasy production going in from like 2020 on. He's gonna be a year 2 producer, not a year 3 producer. I think Dawson Knox is a great buy.
Yeah, and like you said, if there's ever been a buying window for Will Disley, like right now is the time.
Depends on how the rehab's going, but yeah, I agree with you.
You can probably get him for nothing.
They said rehab was going good. Said they expect to have him back by camp.
Oh, good.
Maybe not nothing.
Speaking of, as we're talking about tight ends here, do you guys think that right now is the time to buy David Njoku with Jarvis Landry having this surgery?
Being here in Cleveland, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry really like David Njoku. You got to remember, Andrew Berry is one of the people that drafted David Njoku as well. They've already said they're going to pick up. Andrew Berry said they're going to pick up his 5th-year option, and they anticipate him to be a Cleveland Brown for a long time. So, yeah, I think it's a nice, good buying window for Njoku. Because you got to remember, David Njoku was so raw coming out of Miami that he 100% needed 3 years. And last year was supposed to be his 3rd year, but he missed it because he was hurt. So we don't really know what we have in Njoku. So last year's supposed to be his breakout year. So there's no reason not to think that 2020 is going to be a breakout year.
What was the injury that he had?
He broke his wrist.
Yeah, but didn't he get benched kind of?
Coming back, but who knows?
Coaching staff was a mess.
Yeah, that coaching staff there's so much internal stuff going on that, I mean, I heard.
Ooh, nice catch by Claypool.
I heard there's a lot of stuff going on that was not good.
Look at
that route by Claypool down here.
Route. Sorry, Rich.
Well, you're good.
Oh, it sold him outside, and then an extension outside of his frame.
So-
So everybody, we're scouting everybody all at once.
No. Well, here it's
Ian Buck with a ball.
Chase Claypool is probably going to play tight end at the next level, so
Yeah.
that's not bad. That we should be like talking about Claypool here too. Where
Mm-hmm.
this is Claypool is going to be the Evan Ingram. You know what I mean? This is going to be the converted wide receiver who is just too big to play wide receiver in the NFL. It's going to go play tight end that you want on your dynasty roster. Definitely, if you can run a route like that we just saw by Claypool at the tight end position, that's fantasy gold.
That's a
dropped
great
that.
adjustment.
I think he
Again.
dropped it.
Did
Called
he
it-
drop
They
this?
called it incomplete.
Oh,
Get
wow.
out of the way there.
But man, he can really turn his body around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a
Good thing
really
his
good
book
ball.
isn't that accurate.
Cole Kmet's real smooth off the line, good body control, catch the ball well.
Yep.
Routes look
He's
good.
a good prospect.
What's she
Yeah.
gonna run his 40 in?
4.7.
Yeah, I think he's 4.7, 4.75. But that's okay. People think that's like not athletic. Like
No,
that's
that's
athletic.
good, man. I was never touching those
6'5",
numbers.
260. That's pretty.
Jerry Rice ran a 4.6, people.
Exactly. People put too much emphasis on
And speed.
the treks in the combine.
Yeah, like I don't care like if you can get downfield that quick. You know, I mean, no many passes are over 20 yards in the NFL. It's such a limited amount of passes.
They do tangle feet. They're both playing the ball.
You should have caught that, Kmet.
He should have fell down. It'd be tougher, man.
Pull the Gary Barnage, catch it with your feet.
Gary
Oh, Gary Barnage.
Barnage.
Oh, that 1 year, man.
Yeah, Gary Bear.
Dude, he
How
killed
about Jordan Cameron?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jordan Cameron 1 year. Left the
He's always
Browns.
had that 1 year.
it. Miami overpaid him.
Terrell Pryor, that 1 year. Josh Gordon, that 1 year.
1
Too
year.
soon?
Hey,
Yeah,
chill out.
As a Browns fan, I see a lot of upside for 1 year.
Oh, man, dude. Baker Mayfield, that 1 year? Okay, I'm
All right,
kidding.
pipe down. I won't hear that.
I like Baker. He'll rebound, I think. Oh, nice, man.
My guy. Love him.
You know, I was looking at it's crazy. OBJ hasn't had 1,100 yards receiving in a year since like 2016.
Yeah, OBJ needs his good stuff together.
Well, he's got to stay healthy. That's part of it too.
That's huge. Back-to-back years, man.
Yeah, spin things up.
Injuries don't get better the older you get.
Braylon Edwards that 1 year. Braylon said,
William Green that 1 year.
you guys
Dude,
need to chill out. Peyton Hillis that 1 year.
Dude, 2007, the greatest. That's the only good. You gotta imagine. I'm 40 years old. Going back to the old Burn days, that 2007 was my funnest Browns year, and that's all I had. Like literally 1 year. 1 year.
Rich, I'm going to tell you this, okay? There was one quarterback that I liked that just, there was a game, and after that, he earned all my respects playing hurt. Kelly Holcomb. Remember that one? Going to Kevin Johnson,
Yeah, I
Quincy
remember.
Morgan. He led a comeback. I was like, man, this guy's
North
gritty.
guy.
Dude, I never liked Kelly Holcomb because he took the job away from Tim Couch, and I was a big
Yeah.
Tim Couch fan.
Yeah. Man,
What
that
about
was
that? What about that Kelly Holcomb playoff game where he threw for like 500 yards and the Browns still lost?
I know. I think that was probably the game I was watching.
Steelers, yeah.
Oh, Tim Couch. That's a sad story.
That's when I was just getting into the Browns. I was like 10
liked
years
Tim
old.
Couch, man.
I was in college.
Ooh.
Almost had that one. Damn.
Almost, man. Good speed out there. I like that catch he had. Kmet had. Look at that. Oh,
I don't know why he's hesitating off the line, though. Just run.
Yeah, I think he was just teasing him.
Yeah, I know, but like, you can tell he's looking at the quarterback. What are you teasing?
I think they were set up the defender there. I think that's what he wanted to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
someone said Spurgeon win. Sorry, Rich.
Oh, I hated Spurgeon one.
What about who's the goat herder?
The goat hurt?
Oh, never mind. That's Giovanni Carmazzi. That's the 49ers.
Okay.
I was thinking the Brady 6 with
You old
Spurgeon win.
guys.
Hey, you know me, man. I'm always gonna pull some guys out, Jared.
And
I have to make a
Nice,
Rams
nice,
reference.
nice. Look at that play. Let's do that one again.
Yep, he sold the block.
Yeah, he did. Nice. I like Kmet, man. I really do.
Yeah, but how much do you like him? Because I think it's relative.
I like his upside. Listen, I think the position is so shallow. You have to get excited about these guys that have the upside to be potential, top 8 tight ends. It's you have to try and get those guys where you can, because it's such a shallow spot, and it gives you such an edge over your opponents, because you're like you said, you're either the have or the have-nots. I would love to see a collection of fantasy football championships and look at all those championships and just look at who their tight ends are in every single league, because it gives you that edge over your opponents, man. I mean, one of the first articles I ever wrote for Dynasty Nerds when the site first launched was about the tight end position and how it's so crucial to you to get that player, because it gives you that edge over your opponent. And definitely in Dynasty, where, listen, if your Dynasty league's over 4 years old, those top end teams, they're all really good. So, they all probably have a couple good running backs and a couple good receivers where can you get that edge? And to me, if you have that Travis Kelce, that's where you get your edge over your opponent. So that's what we're all looking for, that really good, not a tight end one, a top 5 tight end. And what we saw at Kmet right there, with his hands, is able to get open there, and some of those routes that he was able to run, I mean, it's upside. Is he a perfect prospect? No, but I mean, to be fair, almost no tight ends coming out are perfect prospects. They all need time to develop. So for me, I'm excited about what I saw there. I like it. I mean, I was bored watching Thaddeus Moss.
Mercedes Lewis, is that where you're going?
Remember Thaddeus Lewis was a quarterback for the Browns.
Oh, the quarterback. Oh, man.
No, but I liked what I saw out of Kmet there. Some of the routes he was running, getting off the line real smooth, catching the ball, getting some sideline there. I'm digging it.
Hey, Tyler Gunther.
Tight end.
I'm watching you, man. Don't it's wailing me.
Garrett, it's past your bedtime, bro. You gotta get that beauty sleep. You got a big day tomorrow. Just because you got to talk to Matthew Berry today.
Hey, also ask better questions. Okay, today we'll let it go. Okay?
Appalachian State.
Yeah, get confident. Okay, put your shoulders back. Okay,
busting his balls. Oh, you did good, man. You did a great job, man.
Nothing but love, man. We're all jealous.
Yeah, we watched the Georgia tape. What's up, Tyler? What up, J Mike?
So appreciate here.
Everybody's stopping by.
What other tight ends do we have here?
Do you guys want to watch one of Hunter Bryant while we're
just
here?
Watch one. You have time, Nick?
I mean, I guess I'm getting peer pressured into it, and I like Hunter Bryant, so let's do it.
Yeah,
let's just watch one game. Right. One game. Just to see, because I haven't watched a lot of Hunter Bryant yet. I've only watched like 2 games.
Anybody have the game logs? Because we got 4 games. I want to make sure we get a good one.
I can pull it up quick if you want.
So can everybody see this here? Like all those games? Like, so if someone's asking about when we get the film,
they can see them right now.
This is the Dynasty Nerds film room, and this will be a non-stop, ever-growing log. Like, look over here, we have a 2021, 2021, 2021, 2022. So once this class is done, we're going right into 2021 tape, and then 2022 tape. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a non-stop backlog of tape. This is going to be the
best game's Utah. Do you have that one, Jared?
That's the one he had up.
Yeah, that's his best game. 6 for 150, 105, and 2 touchdowns, and a carry for 4 yards.
Well, look, I'm gonna change my opinion right now. I'm like, Hunter Bryant's tight end 1.
He's a fantasy guy. He's like an Evan Ingram.
See, I just don't know that he's that athletic. Like, Evan Ingram's a freak show.
He is a freak.
Evan Ingram's a 4.4 guy. Hunter Bryant's not that, but he's
Anybody
more of a receiver than a tight end.
I mean, he had good size. He came in at 6'4" and a quarter, 248 pounds.
He was 6'4"?
Bryant came in at 6'4"? He's 6'2", I thought.
No, Hunter Bryant, 6'4" and a quarter.
You sure it wasn't Harrison Bryant?
Harrison Bryant.
Let me. I had a combine.
Look at me, Jared. Both question you with the same thing at the same time.
Well, it would be an easy mix-up. That's why I said that. And I didn't think he was 6'4", so.
No, I thought he was 6'2", 230.
Oh, never mind. I was looking at Harrison Bryant. He's 6'2", 2/8, and I hate when they do that. 6'2", 2/8. It's a quarter. 6'2" and a quarter, and 248 pounds.
Okay. 248.
248, yeah.
He put 23.
That's thicker than I thought.
23 reps up on the bench press. In case you didn't notice, it was.
Listen, no one cares about that, Jared. It's not relevant.
All right, I like the use of his hands here. He's getting the guy off. He's getting held.
See, but like and then he came flat. Go back, and then he comes flat across the field.
Gets
That's
himself
a
open.
great route because he gets in there, he's fighting, and then boom, he's coming straight there. So he's open.
Out, line about.
Listen, if Jacob Eason has to throw the ball, it's going to be a dart, and you know it.
Waylon is so dreamy.
Oh, man. That's because Tyler's actually met me. He's just lying to everybody.
Appreciate it, J. Mike.
Wait,
He's
Waylon, are
got
you in
big
Minnesota?
hands.
Are you in Minnesota too?
I'm Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, okay.
So I went up there with, Fish had a couple people out a few times. I think
Scott's a great.
Tyler, I think you gave me your business card and a Dynasty happy hour T-shirt. I think I still have that.
Tyler from Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Izzy and JP. And
That's crazy. Rich was saying how everybody in like the Dynasty community pretty much is in Ohio or Minnesota for the most part.
Yeah, it's a hub, man.
It's heavily weighted.
Well, it's because nothing else we can do, man. Can't go outside.
It's been a mild winter in
Oh,
Ohio.
here's that 4-yard carry. Look at that. Boom.
I haven't even shoveled my driveway once this winter.
It's been very mild.
We were supposed to have that big snowstorm here in Madison, and then we got zero flurries. Like, it was insane. Like, from 3 days ago, it was going to be snowpocalypse, and then
This has been the lightest winter of my life.
He's definitely a fluid athlete. Just watching him run.
he is. The one thing he's had is some injury history. So,
Do you have any
one
detail on
concern.
that?
I have not offhand. I just remember from doing my Devy reports, he's had some injuries that's kind of held him back.
Yeah.
But I've liked what I saw on film.
I don't have it in front of me either.
He's a natural pass catcher.
Look at that comes back to the ball there, catches it behind him.
He's my tight end one, kind of easily at this point.
I love how it says Cole Kmet on the screen. I didn't have a graphic prepared for this.
No, he looks really good.
They're
right
not
now.
even the same race, Jared. Come on, how do you mess that up?
I know I'm gonna have to.
Hunter Bryant's people are going to come at you. Rich is saying he's 6'4". You're saying his name's Cole Kmet.
I'm trying to
Come on.
boost his draft stock here.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's lining up.
Ooh,
Oh
stutter
man,
and
look
go.
at that! Look at that!
See, he's like a receiver.
That's what he'll give you there. Yep.
Just,
Wow.
It's a.
that guy almost fell down. Look at this. Ooh.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen to the NFL though.
It might if he gets it with the linebacker.
Yeah.
Let's see the defender wanting to cross over there, anyways. Look at that. Yeah, that was nice.
But
Okay, I got
nice hands catch.
a new tight
confident.
end one, guys. It's Hunter Bryant.
He does look like a better blocker than Kmet
Welcome,
already.
Rich. Welcome.
I agree.
Yeah,
Just
I
more
like that.
technical. Kmet
I
was
like
definitely
that.
lacking in as far as like technique goes in blocking. You can tell he was.
Well, and he's so smooth out of that hesitation too. You know what I mean? He's a very smooth player.
I mean, Hunter's not in line at all.
No, he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's Evan Ingram.
He's a guy you might want to get in fantasy.
To people that really love the combine, Salvin Ahmed, the running back here for Washington, he's going to blow up the combine. He's going to be the fastest running back tomorrow.
What's his size? How tall is he? He looks real small there.
He's little. He's probably going to run a 4.3 though. He's real fast.
Yeah, I heard he's a 4.3 guy.
He already looks like a better blocker than Kmet. Yeah, I know. Without even trying to block anybody, he's already a better blocker.
Yeah.
Look at that. I love that play design.
Yeah.
But they had him doing it, which shows how much they trust him.
Yeah, that play was supposed to go to him.
There you go. There he is. Look at J. Mike check. Just on these measurements. 5'10 and 7/8, 197, Rich.
Good looks, J. Mike.
Basically
Appreciate it, man.
J.K. Dobbins size.
Yeah, that's good size. I thought he looks like on film smaller than that.
Yeah. I'm just ribbing you about J.K. Dobbins, but yeah.
Dude, J.K. Dobbins could be running back 1-1.
He came out smaller than I thought.
He was 5'10. Wasn't he 5'10?
Yeah, but he's 206, 208.
Yeah, it's because he's so light on his feet. Dude, that cut. Dude, sometimes when J.K. Dobbins cut, I feel like I'm watching The Matrix because he's like literally just sideways.
A lot of guys drop weight for the combine Olympics anyway.
I know what I love? I love how they changed the combine this year. They're going to weigh them in right before they do their testing too again. That's great. So before they run, they're going to weigh them in again. To make
Oh,
sure
good.
that-
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So before they all do their test tomorrow,
I heard they
have
can
to wait-
decline though too. That they can decline to do that.
Oh, that's a bad look. That's a bad look. Can they decline it? I thought they had to weigh in. I thought it was part of the rule.
Gosh, he's got good burst. I like that.
Yeah, I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. I thought I saw that though, that they could.
Yeah. I was just saying
It's like
you're
an
wrong
option
about
of
those.
thing.
Burst right there.
I thought I read it that they had to. Is what the way I read it. I'll be checking with my inside sources at the combine.
You're funny, dude.
Garrett Price.
All right.
I had a couple buddies get somebody fired yesterday.
He's quick, man.
Really?
Tony Grossi.
Yep.
I mean,
What
dude,
happened?
you can't let that happen.
The station who I do my fantasy work for, ESPN Cleveland. Their national guy called Baker an effing midget without knowing he was live. Without knowing it was live on the air. And
Yeah.
he's indefinitely suspended.
Dude, I mean, Browns community really dislikes this guy, and
Oh.
all the players
Look
are
at him
short
catch
with
this,
him.
knowing he's going to get hit, and then still catches
Yeah.
the ball and gets upfield. Watch, it's a good rub concept right here.
Yeah, good catch in traffic.
But then he spun and got the first down,
I
too.
say I like the way he spun. So he gets to the ball. He knows where the defender is, and he spins.
Comes right off the
Jim
butt of his
Mike
receiver
Check's
here.
got it, yeah. Hunter Bryant looks like he eats the cushion of defenders similar to how wide receiver does. He's got the toes of the defender pretty quick. Yeah, he is a receiver. If we're being honest, 6'2", 230. Or 248. Is that what he was? Whatever.
And he knows where the defender is there. He catches the ball. He sits, and you see he planted with his outside right leg there with the intention to get away and go upfield. I mean, obviously he didn't, but I like the catch there on the tackle.
Yeah, go back to this route. Over route.
Good hands catch here.
Well, what I like about the route though, he was really flush with his other receiver doing the under route.
Yeah.
To rub anybody off.
Same with that last route right before that too. He came right off the butt.
Yep, right
here.
there, flush. It's a good route runner. And then after the catch on this next one, he had the sideline awareness to leave himself a room on the outside to avoid and then go around. See? Right there.
Dude, that got my nipples to my eyebrows.
Garrett Price is not on. It is Rich.
Yeah,
Very different.
my name is Garrett Price. Yeah, this is nice. And so I gotta make sure because I'm gonna remember this pretty vividly because this is his best game. So I can't wait to watch a couple more games to see what else I can get out of him because this is his best game. And again, you have to take that stuff for you can't just
Definitely
take that
a
for what it is.
bad angle there by the number 10.
This is
Oh, yeah.
this is fantastic. I haven't seen this game yet by Brian, so this has really got me excited for somebody who's looking for the next,
This is the guy I would invest in out of anybody.
It seems like his upside's way
Because again,
significantly higher than Kmet.
we're talking about fantasy football, right, guys? So this
Yeah,
guy's
dynasty
gonna.
fantasy football, the greatest
Yeah.
fantasy football of all time. Yeah, that's the most important thing when
Look
watching
at that block.
tape. It's like, what are you watching it for? You're seeing we watch tape to see. We're not watching tape to see who we can draft for our NFL teams. We're watching tape to see who can give us the most fantasy points. Can't say that enough.
Yeah.
That's
Jacob
why
Eason missed him.
when I preach
Man, he eats the cushion here, the
guys, you
safety.
say there's not good fantasy options, man. We say it all the time on the podcast. Like, this guy's a good NFL player, but he's not a good fantasy player. There's literally a big difference there, man. A huge difference. And
That's how I feel about Thaddeus Moss.
Yeah, exactly. He's prime example, man. And that's how I said when people ask me how I always I was so anti Derrick Henry forever. I just always said I don't think he's really a big fantasy scorer.
Mm-hmm.
And I say on our podcast all the time, oh, Rich, you got to eat crow. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't have to eat crow because I was right for 75% of his career so far.
Right.
And just now, he literally just had the best year ever, led the NFL in rushing. He was still running back 7 on the year in PPR leagues.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's not even a top half.
Gosh, that route.
Yeah, that step, man. Eats the cushion to get the
Yep.
corner on his heels. And he breaks inside.
Dude, quick.
Quick.
Dropped it. Then he
Who's,
drops it.
Who's that tight end? He was a shorter tight end. Played for Washington for a little while, but he had a lot of injuries.
Jordan Reed.
It wasn't Jordan Reed. He played with him though. So he reminds
The
me
Redskins?
of. Yeah. Forget his damn name.
He went to Florida too. It wasn't. Trey Burton.
No.
Oh no, he was in Washington. Well,
No.
you could put Trey Burton, Jordan Reed, Aaron Hernandez, all of them in a.
Hunter Bryant and Aaron Hernandez, like their statistics and their size match up almost perfectly.
Yeah, Jeremy Stevens is way bigger, man, in my opinion. Jeremy Stevens is 6'7".
Brian,
You're
Brian
thinking
from Dysoners put that set out earlier, comparing Aaron Hernandez to Hunter Bryant.
you talking NFL or college, Jared?
Redskins.
Oh, Jordan Reed. It was Jordan Reed.
No.
Oh, Vernon Davis. Davis.
No, not Vernon. Niles Paul. That's who it was.
Oh,
What?
what an irrelevant player that is.
He reminds me of him. I'm trying to pull a Nick Whalen
Jared,
here.
Are you doing it to me right now? Rich,
Yes.
do you know who Don Beebe is?
Of course I knew. Buffalo Bills, Don Beebe.
Thank
Don
you.
Be-
See?
Don Beebe wore the helmet protector.
Yes.
He landed on his head multiple times.
I don't know if you watched all these, Rich, but my comp for Andy Isabella is Don Beebe, and nobody knew who he was on the podcast.
Oh, how do you know who Don Beebe is? He went to 4 Super Bowls.
He's
No
the one
idea.
that messed up the Leon Lett touchdown. Don Beebe.
Oh, Don Beebe. Little white guy that could.
Dude, but if you look at him, how he ran,
Ooh.
just like Andy Isabella, it's literally like clones.
Yeah, that's a good comp.
See,
I always thought Don Beebe was funny because he had to wear that helmet protector. So he look at his watch coming out of the movie Spaceballs.
Yeah, it was funny when they had like that double helmet.
Yeah,
Remember that?
he landed on his head, man. He literally like went up for a catch and like came down directly on top of his head, no protection, like a pogo stick, little Don Beebe pogo stick.
This is a long Utah game.
So, J. Mike check per Ian Rappaport. Interesting to watch tomorrow as drills begin. One of the top agencies has instructed their players to not weigh back in before on-field work, as the combine has required for the first time. This year, players are asked to weigh in for a second time. Agents have resisted.
Ooh, dude!
If that's what you weigh, why are you resisting, players?
Yeah, if you resist against the law, you go to jail. It's called resisting arrest.
J Mike, man, appreciate you dropping all these
Dude, J-Mike
fact
is
checks for us,
crushing
dude.
now. Look at this
Yes,
double
thank you.
pass.
Really appreciate it.
Look
That's
at
he missed it.
backpedaling.
All
missed
three of
it.
us are sitting at a computer, but none of us.
That was a good job
Looking
tracking the
it up.
ball. Dude, I'm not sitting at a computer. I'm like sitting in front of this giant screen. It's like all.
You're sitting in the podcast room. That's where they film the podcast.
Yeah, I'm in
right
a pod,
behind
that's
him.
where we record the Dynasty podcast. Better get a major overhaul.
Ooh, look at that settling in the zone.
Do you guys mind that I threw this on?
Beautiful.
Dude, that last play, he tracked the ball really well there while backpedaling.
He's a
On the
good
end
receiving
zone?
tight end.
Yeah, I like what I've seen out of Brian so far.
Rich, you
from
said
that.
in the end zone, that play?
No, the previous one, like 3 plays ago, where he didn't catch the ball.
Oh, okay.
The hell is that?
It's Jacob Eason, man.
Yeah, not a fan.
What the hell?
I'm not a fan
was
of
that?
him or Herbert. I have this interesting
like Herbert.
suspicion.
I like Herbert.
Yeah, me too.
wrong? Why?
I think he's got some good upside, man. I get a good arm.
He makes some crazy tight window passes, but I mean, he isn't consistent. He needs to clean up his footwork. I think that's the root of all his inconsistencies.
He's Trubisky.
I think he has
Athletic.
more upside than Trubisky.
It's easy to say now, but when they came out of college, is what I'm saying. Anywho,
It's all right. We're allowed to disagree.
Trubisky.
Yeah.
So Trubisky's from my home. He's here. He lives where I live. He was here the other day. Not in my house, but
you have guys getting fired, Rich. You hang out with Trubisky. What's going on over there, man?
Yeah, he scrimmaged a couple guys I know because we scrimmaged Menor every year from where I went to high school.
Kyle Bowler had a good arm. Listen, Kyle Bowler kneeling from the 50 and throwing it through the
Uncle
uprights.
Rico. Yeah,
Always remember that.
dude, Jamarcus Russell. Oh, he could throw the ball 75 yards from his knee.
Alex, you have 7 tight ends on your roster. Is a tight end premium league.
Better be.
Sounds like a rich roster.
Dude, I have no joke. If I told you this
Look at that
league,
route.
it's a 1 tight end league, non-premium.
Is that the one you
tight
said on the
ends I had
podcast?
Oh, dude. And then I traded away Kelsey. I traded away Ertz. I traded away forever. And I still have Kittle, Ingram. I have Kittle, Ingram, Hawkinson, Dallas Goddard. I got so many tight ends. Because nobody ever drafts them in that league, so I just always take them. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I trade away for good players. Like, I've traded away Kelsey. I've traded away Ertz, like I said. Somebody else, too. I can't even keep track. Nice catch.
Sideline awareness.
Did we see that
Catching
again?
outside of his frame.
Yeah. Drops the right foot.
Okay, right now, he's your tight end one, right,
Yeah, he is.
Jared?
Easily. Like, it's not even close, honestly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not through him yet to say that or not, but
I'm
from
saying right-
tonight, yes.
No, I'm just going off of like this, like
Yeah.
what I'm watching here. It's because look what we're seeing. We're seeing a tight end that plays wide receiver.
Go back here. Go back here.
It's fantasy production.
Let's talk about blocking here. Okay. Not this one. Next play.
I lost him. Where's he at?
Okay. Sorry.
Oh boy. Not this play.
Oh,
Stop here.
Sorry, coach.
Stop. Go back.
Ooh.
Back.
Did you take out two guys there?
Stop. Okay. So right here, right, he has the end. What I love is he steps inside and takes away the ends inside. He doesn't have to have a devastating block, but he's taking away the angle. This is smart blocking, Cole Kmet. Watch our podcast and learn. Inside.
Keeps
takes the
calling it a
spot.
podcast.
Whatever, man. You know, video cast. What do you want to call it?
Stream.
Video cast? Video stream? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Are
they
we
get
like
the freaking
copyrights
terms right.
reserved? Have to say it
Ooh,
right?
It's a smooth
You
route.
have Cole Kmet still on the screen. What are you talking about, man?
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
You get
can only
accurate.
do so much over here.
Give you my video stream.
Kane, Kane came in and said this isn't AJ
Hey,
Dillon.
Kane.
I'm gonna tell you what, AJ Dillon's about as physical as Cole Kmet is blocking. So
It's a good speed route here.
Good.
Speed out here.
Talk about somebody I won't draft in any league whatsoever. AJ
Drops his
Dillon.
hips real nice.
I'm not gonna have him at all.
Yeah, he's about as soft as a pretzel. A soft pretzel. Damn it.
Dude, why'd that last play, Hunter
That's a
Bryant,
terrible metaphor.
the alligator armed that ball?
Which one I wasn't watching? I'm over here trying to read comments too.
That deep route. Wait. Do better there.
I don't think that
Oh,
was
he's over
him.
to him.
It wasn't him?
No, he ran the speed out here.
I've been staring at the screen for too long.
It's a pretty good route though.
Yeah, it is.
Oops, what'd I do?
He's not afraid to get dirty in there. I like that. Now, as much as I like Hunter Bryant here, I'm still not taking him till the third.
The third? Wow. From what I'm seeing here, this is like second round potential for me.
Not unless it's tight end premium.
Yeah, why not? Why?
Because the odds of him being a tight end one in a fantasy league, I think, are low.
Huh.
You think he's gonna be a top 12 tight end in the NFL?
Let's see where he lands. What if he lands on New England?
I don't know. What if Brady just
Who's gonna
end
be
up
his
back in New
quarterback?
England?
Yeah, but I don't care about who the quarterback is. I care about what system and scheme they like to run. That's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but Brady's been there the whole time. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it is hard to say.
Yeah.
We're speculating. Anything can happen. Third time we said that, Rich.
And I probably wouldn't take a tight end in the second round in this draft specifically.
Kevin Garnett taught me well. Anything is possible.
Oh, man. Kevin Garnett. What was I
Catch
watching?
why-
traffic here.
Like, why don't you think? I mean, again, we're sitting here saying, like, I'm sitting here saying how weak the tight end class, like how easy it is to be a tight end one. You don't think Hunter Bryant is shown the skill set here to be a tight end one? I mean, if he essentially could land on a team and be the second option at receiver, I don't see why not. I mean, what I'm seeing here after 2 games, like he could easily be like a 75 catch kind of guy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you also have to name 12 tight ends, and there's so many guys that are athletic, and it's a lot of being a tight end one. I think in fantasy is fit and scheme and
Yeah,
targets.
I agree 100%. That's why it's like, where does he land?
Dallas
Where does
Goddard's
Cole
not a
Kmet
tight
land?
end one,
But
He's
he will
really
be once Zach
talented.
Ertz kicks rocks.
Yeah, that's another. You're waiting another 2 years.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be out of his rookie contract.
You gotta
I
be
think.
patient. Well, that's because of where he lands. Not everybody lands in that situation. So I mean, let's see where he lands. I mean, again, Jacksonville's got Josh Oliver's got some upside. What if Hunter Bryant goes to Jacksonville?
You think they can feed a tight end one there?
Well, Gardner Minshew needs a safety net. I don't know. It's interesting. Like I said, you're right, Nick. Though it does. Let's see where they land first.
Right.
For these tight ends, but
Ah,
in the right spot, him and Kmet, it would definitely get me excited to at least, I would. So would I rather have? Here's the way I look at it. So say you're at like 2.8, 2.9. Would you rather have the 12th best, 13th best, 14th best receiver, or the number one tight end?
Depends on what players are there too.
Yeah, for sure. But you said you don't love Van Jefferson, right? Like you say, or not Van Jefferson, Justin Jefferson.
Well, I'd rather have him over McDonald or Bryant though.
Hunter Bryant. Okay.
Yeah, because I think I can go and trade and get like Jay Sternberger for like nothing.
Okay.
And I think he has a better chance of helping me in fantasy in 2020 than
in 2020. Yeah, well then you go out and get Sicky. Yeah, but you're talking 2020 immediate help. I'm just talking about overall dynasty players. So anytime I talk tight end, I'm talking about long-term value here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rich, we got a question for you from Alex, and then we can call this a night. Rich the God, I could use your advice. Non-premium, keep 3, cut 4.
Oh, boy.
Ingram, Fant, TJ, OJ, Jasicki, Thomas, and Knox.
So it's tight end. It's non-PPR.
It's non-premium.
Non-premium.
So non-tight end premium, just normal. I would assume PPR.
You can keep 3, and he has to cut 4.
Yeah.
So let's just.
Do you have the chat there or no?
Oh yeah, I do have the hat here. So just looking at this, then I mean, you're definitely keeping Ingram. You're 100% keeping Fant.
Mm-hmm.
So it really comes down to me. Like you're not keeping Ian Thomas out of those. You're not keeping Dawson Knox out of those. Even though I like Dawson Knox, you're definitely going to try and trade Dawson Knox. Don't just cut him. So it comes down to OJ Howard and Gesicki. And right now, what's that?
No, because there's Hawkinson in there too. It's Hawkinson, Howard, and
Wait, Hawkinson's in there too?
Yeah,
TJ.
Man, you got a tight end squad.
Oh yeah, it is Hawkinson too. Yeah, I'm not cutting Hawkinson.
Yeah, it's those 3, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'd probably hold 4 and trade 3.
Yeah, you need to trade. You need to trade those guys. Those are every guy you named on there is not like just a throwaway guy. They're all valuable. Like
it's a Rick Doxson team.
Yeah, I love all those guys. Those are all guys. I mean, if you sprinkle a little Mark Andrews in there and George Kittle, you have pretty much almost my tight end list.
Right. Is your name Alex, Rich? Is that really your question? Are you just bragging about your tight end?
Thank you guys so much for helping me. I know.
Oh yeah, I have the chat here.
This is off topic. I'm being offered the 108 for carry on, but my team is weak at running back. KJ is my RB3/flex. I'm already thinking of taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire with my 107. I would take the 108 over carry on.
Yeah, I would take carry on. Now here's the thing. I'm a big carry on truther. I love the way he runs. I feel like if they can get him involved in a passing game, which they did at Auburn, I think he's going to be a really good fantasy football player. I mean, come on, he scored over 100 yards for Detroit, which nobody's done since the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is fantastic. So to me, I like Kerryon Johnson. The only concern is, it's a massive concern for me with Kerryon, is his injury history. He's literally been injured since high school. So that's the big red flag. But if you need a running back, who are you going to get at 1.8?
There's a bunch of running backs this year.
Okay, to be fair, yeah, you can get Zach Moss, you can get Keyshawn.
Yeah.
But I mean,
well, there's the 5.
Maybe Cam Akers there too.
There's the 5 running backs, and then there's the 3 receivers, and that gets you to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like. He didn't ask you guys your opinion. He asked me my opinion. And I would keep Kerryon. Listen, it's a gamble, but listen, those are the decisions you have to make, or make or break decisions in Dynasty that, define your team for long term. And you're going to get people out there. I think a lot of people are going to be, I think it would be 70-30 people telling you to take that trade and take 1.8 easily. But again, if I have a guy that I believe in, I'm not falling for that rookie fever, because no matter what you do, you're taking a risk. Because either you're taking a rookie pick guy that you don't have no idea about him, or you're taking a guy that we saw could have success out there in Detroit. They got rid of a lot of their other running backs. The receiving situation isn't magnificent. I like Kerryon Johnson a lot. If they could throw him the ball a little bit, he could be a running back one. I think he's that talented. He's just got to stay healthy.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody stopping in. Closing thoughts. I think we all three of us have Hunter Bryant, number one, from tonight's review of Cole Kmet, Thaddeus Moss, and Hunter Bryant. So Hunter Bryant 1, Kmet 2, Moss 3, right?
And like a distant 3. Like so far distant, it's like I'm in Cleveland and Nick's in Madison, Wisconsin distance.
Yeah, and there's still other guys out there like Adam Trotman, Harrison Bryant. Is there anybody else off the top of my head? I can't
Steven
remember.
Sullivan, Chase Claypool, potentially. And think about Rich making that statement with how much he loves tight ends. That's a big statement.
That's a big statement. But, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Adam Troutman at Dayton. And, yes, we have Adam Troutman film on the Dynasty Nerds.
Bryson Hopkins is another guy, Alberto.
And how do we figure out Alberto, man? He's like the classic. Everyone forgets about him.
Yeah.
You got Jared Pinkney out of Vanderbilt. He's not bad either.
Yeah, if you're watching the screen here, like you are obviously if you're in here, this is our prospect film room. So you can come in here and check out all these guys too on your own time. But yeah.
I didn't know film on Pinkney in here?
I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, how do we not have Pinkney? He's he's a top prospect.
Jared.
All right, we'll get on it.
Yeah, get on that. You're in charge.
Uh-oh.
Let's go, Charles.
That's not bad. Yeah, thanks guys for checking in. We appreciate it and all the questions. And I mean, this is for you. So, you guys vote on who we're gonna watch, and then if you guys see stuff or have questions, that's what this is. It's educational for everybody. We learn too throughout this process.
Yeah, look what I learned. Hunter Bryant's now my tight end 1. Gotta love it.
Boom.
And I would take him in the 2nd, and Nick would take him in the 3rd.
Yep.
Boom.
All right. Well.
All right.
It was fun,
Thanks,
fellas.
guys. Thanks, J Mike. Thanks for the help tonight. All right, guys. Have a good night.